What I want to know is, how do you burn halloumi to look like that? I'm just looking at an image now. It's some halloumi inside of a fry pan.
Well, this is how you do it, Jerry. You put the halloumi on, and then you get a rumbling in your stomach, and then you head off to the bathroom, and before too long, you've gone down a rabbit hole on your phone in the bathroom, and you come back out 45 minutes later, and there's a fire in the kitchen. That's how you cook halloumi like that. That's how the recipe goes. That's the method. And
how did the smoke alarms go with that? Did the smoke alarms go off at all of these meals, I imagine, because they're all burnt?
Yeah, well, Jerry, I'm not stupid. I've taken the batteries out of the fire alarms, the smoke alarms.
How do you ruin? How do you cook sausages that badly?
Once again, Jerry, you start
Hugo,
cooking.
My 8-year-old could cook sausages.
Once again, Jerry, this is the method. You start cooking.
Mm-hmm.
You get a rumble in your stomach, and you head off to the bathroom. You get sidetracked. You go down a rabbit hole on the internet on your phone, and then you come back out 45 minutes later. The kitchen's full of smoke and the sausages, but I'm not going to throw them out because I care about the environment. So I serve those blackened sausages to my kids. Hey, have we got that audio of you last night on 7 Sharp being sexist? And this is why a lot of people are asking for you to be cancelled. Have we got that audio here? Here we go.
Tony reckons you're on the Diva diesel. My guess is you're a fan of the girl gas.
So that's what you were saying to Judith Collins, the new leader of the opposition, because she said she'd had a wine. She was going to have a few drinks after she was elected by her caucus, the leader of the opposition. Diva diesel. Sexist comment. Diva diesel.
Have you ever thought about just sort of sautéing some broccoli or something?
Girl gas.
You can do broccoli really easily. Just get a fry pan.
Men can drink girl gas too. I mean, girl gas is the salve, isn't it?
You just burn it. You can actually kind of char it.
Diva diesel being rosé, is it? Is that what you mean in your sexist mind, in your perverted sexist mind? Do you refer to rosé as diva diesel?
I imagine that you'd actually undercook the broccoli so it'd be raw.
And the girl gas? What is the girl gas? Salve?
Even though broccoli, actually, you can char it. You can really overcook it like you've done with this halloumi here. The halloumi, actually, you can't tell the difference between what's the halloumi and what's the fry pan because the fry pan's black.
I suppose you call Chardonnay bitch juice, do you? I mean, you're so sexist, you probably refer to Chardonnay as bitch juice. You say, my partner Tulsi's got her book club tonight, so they'll be getting heavily on the bitch juice, and they'll probably end up night clubbing tonight.
What would you say is your signature dish?
Well, what would you just say your signature sexist comment is? Is it diesel? Is it girl gas, or is it bitch juice? What is your signature sexist cancel Wells go-to description for wine, which is something that many men enjoy? I mean, what do you call red wines?
Because these baked beans here are somehow overcooked, and I didn't even know that was possible. Because you generally just put those in the microwave, wouldn't you?
So you don't have any sexist names for red wine?
And with the mashed potato, you don't seem to have mashed that. You seem to have sort of crushed it slightly, and it's still in chunks.
Do you have any other sexist things that you do? Like any other ways you're sexist towards women? I mean, do you, for example, beat women?
How do your kids feel about this meal? Because there is no nutritional value in that slaw. There's no colour in it.
Have you ever promoted a woman above a man with equal skills, or the woman's got slightly less good skills as the man? But have you ever done that?
There are actually
otherwise
some quite
you're
simple
sexist
recipe
if you
books
haven't.
that you could follow. Some quite simple recipe books, and produce something that's probably edible. I mean, for example, a spaghetti bolognese is pretty easy to cook. You just get some mince, and then you just fry the mince up.
I suppose you think women should be doing the cooking.
Chuck in a bolagnese sauce, and then
you probably think
women.
women.
And then
you
do
think
the spaghetti till al dente. Normally takes about 8 minutes, maybe 10 minutes.
Why don't you force you? Basically, do you think that women should be barefoot and pregnant and cooking you spaghetti bolognese? Is that what you're saying? I mean, okay, answer me right now. Are you a sexist pig? Jerry, don't try and change it back to the book.
What happened to your neck in the photo here on the front cover?
You put the photo.
What happened to your neck?
Oh,
Where did
sexist.
it go?
That's sexist.
You've got a long neck. You don't. In this photo here, you seem to have no neck.
I'm not going to be engaged in this sexist chat. Like, why don't you just go back to the dark ages, and why don't you start, like doing what cavemen did and hitting a woman over the head with bloody. That's basically there's no difference between you saying this on 7 Sharp last night.
Tony reckons you're on the Diva diesel. My guess is you're a fan of the girl gas.
I mean, you might as well get out the club as a caveman, the way you're behaving. You're from a different era. It's time to cancel Wells. #cancel Wells.
What would you say is your greatest ever meal? Like your best, most successful meal that you've ever cooked?
What would you say your least sexist thing you've ever said to anyone?
The Hauraki Breakfast with Matt and Jerry. Radio Hauraki, the station for great New Zealanders.